This is Dave again from cheapwinefinder.com for another companion podcast for wine we did a review of on the cheapwinefinder.com website today. And it's a kind of a bookend for what Trader Joe's has on its Fearless Flyer for November. We did a Russian River Pinot Noir, which is for if you're having turkey for dinner. Pinot Noir does great with turkey. Cherries, light-bodied, doesn't overpower. And this is the Stick Figure Central Coast Red Blend 2016, which they suggest it goes with ham. And this is a big boy red blend. It's $8.99. And the one thing that I found about it, that there's really nothing about this wine that suggests it's $8.99. It's got a label that can compete with retail stores. This is a Trader Joe's exclusive. It's got pictures of grapevines, how they prune them to be different things. The basket, whatever, the double cordon, all those. It's a very wine vineyard related, kind of nice. And the stick figure itself is the grapevine. It's a heavy bottle, kind of like a Napa Cabernet Sauvignon bottle. And this is $8.99 Trader Joe's limited edition wine. And what's in there in the bottle itself is kind of a really nice big blend. It's got some oak aging to it. They don't say what's what, but this is a 2016 and this is going to be 2020 in a month and a half. So this has some aging to it, and it's got a lot of flavors that suggest oak. So that's another thing. One thing about inexpensive red wines is that they are made, and white wines too, they're made to come together quickly. It's a production technique. It makes bright fruit forward or citrus forward. And when it comes to white wines, it makes bright wines that are tasty, and they don't cost a lot of money. And they can come together quickly. They can sell it quicker. If you can sell a wine a year earlier than a $20 wine, that means you pretty much recouped all your investment a year earlier. And that's how you can sell wine inexpensively. So when you have an $8.99 red wine that is made like the more expensive wines, because it's 2016, it's got a lot of oak. It obviously didn't come together quickly because it's been 3 years since then. That's not quick when it comes to wine. And especially that's a pretty good length of time with drink it now wines. I mean, wines that are supposed to be aged, that's another story, and they can still go on for a while before they sell them. But drink it now 2016 is legit. And it's a nice red blend. It's got a lot going on for it. I'm going to take a sip right now because it's one of those wines that has a load of flavors. It just does. It says it's moderately dry, which suggests some sweetness to it, but it's always nectar sweet. It's not sugar sweet. So let me take a sip and we'll talk about that. Yeah, it's got black cherries, and some spice and some molasses and some licorice and some black pepper and some spice. And it's got a lot of flavors. The mid-palate has pretty much as much going on as the body of wine, which is a nice thing. Sometimes the mid-palates are, they're just a little bit more than what the body of the wine is. This is like medium to full-bodied wine. It keeps on going. It doesn't just shut down after the first burst of energy. There's more flavors here. For Trader Joe's, $8.99. These store brands have advantages to them because they cut out the middleman. Not all the middlemen, but they do cut out part of the middleman, a good chunk of things. And since they go directly to a winery, I think I know who this one is because it's Central Coast wine. And they say they use a selection of cold weather vineyards and warm weather vineyards, and you kind of can taste it. There's a lot going on in the wine. But because they go directly to the the winery and they pay up front, they get a better price than, otherwise the winery has to wait a year or more to get their money back. You get paid up front. Oh, they can cut you a deal. You cut out a lot of what the middleman does and you make some money up there. So this isn't really a $8.99, a $9 wine. It would have in the store, it would sell for, it's hard to say how much more, but it would sell for more money. And it does taste that way. I mean, this is a $8.99 wine that looks good. It tastes good. I don't know if I would necessarily put this with ham. I mean, I guess if there's a lot of bold things on the table, sausage and these casseroles with cheesy casseroles, yeah, maybe then, because there's a lot of flavor here, and you're going to need some flavor to stand up to this too. So it depends on what you're doing. I was kind of thinking when I was doing the review that this would be a terrific wine to drink after the meal. Everybody sits down, they relax and grab a glass, and you start talking about old times and the year that gone by, and maybe put the game on. And this would go well. It's got smooth mouthfeel to it. It's got a lot of flavor. I mean, it's not a challenging wine. All the flavors are kind of easy to decipher. It tastes good. A nice glass would go a long way and kind of get the conversation going. And yeah, if you want to put it with ham too, all power to you, but I kind of like drinking this, and I'm drinking it now, and I'm going to have one more sip, then I'll say goodbye. I've said all I need to say. If you're thinking about ham for Thanksgiving, and you want to go under $10 and still have a great wine, it's not a bad choice. I'm going to take a sip again. Yeah, it's got, I'm saying it's a big, bold wine, but it's not out of balance. It's not too big. It's not too bold. It just has flavor, and it just has some body. And that's what you want in a red wine. And you don't always find it for $8.99. So it's good, man. You get a good deal. What's wrong with a good deal? What's wrong with a good wine? What's wrong with the holidays? Nothing. So that's it for me. And for a couple of days, we've got a lot to do because there's a lot of celebrating coming up, and we want to help you out with that, and we will. And so that's it for me. Keep it cheap. Adios, and we'll come together and talk in a day or two. Bye-bye.